Raised beds are everywhere, and it's easy to see why. They bring order and structure to a garden, with neat frames and perfect-looking soil. For many, this is the image of a successful vegetable patch, controlled, manageable, and clean. Raised beds are especially helpful for those with limited mobility, making gardening more accessible. The appeal is clear, fewer weeds, no stones, and a soil mix you control. It's a shortcut to the ideal growing medium, promising instant results. Raised beds look great from day one, adding geometry and clarity to your space. They help you feel organized and on top of your gardening tasks. For beginners, the process is simple. Buy a frame, fill it with compost, and plant. There's plenty of advice and products tailored for this method. Raised beds seem to bypass tricky questions about soil type or drainage. They offer a standard, reliable system. And for a while, they work, producing good crops and boosting confidence. But is this the only way to garden successfully? Or is there a better, more sustainable approach? The tidy raised bed comes with hidden costs. Frames, wood, metal, or plastic, aren't cheap. Filling them with compost and topsoil adds up fast. Before you plant a single seed, you might spend hundreds. Each year, the soil settles and nutrients are depleted, so you buy more compost and fertilizer. Raised beds dry out quickly, demanding frequent watering, especially in hot weather. This means higher water bills and more time spent with the hose. The structures themselves don't last forever. Wood rots, metal rusts, and replacements are inevitable. The cycle of buying and maintaining never ends. What started as a simple project becomes a costly, ongoing commitment. The convenience fades as the demands grow. Raised beds can turn gardening into a commercial, resource-hungry system. Is there a way to grow food that's less dependent on constant inputs? Can we create a garden that gives more than it takes? Let's look at an alternative. Imagine a garden bed that's free to build, needs less watering, and improves over time. This is Hugelkultur, an old technique inspired by nature. Instead of buying soil, you build a mound from logs, branches, and garden debris. It's a living compost pile, planted directly. The core is wood, covered with organic matter and a layer of compost or topsoil. It may look wild at first, but it's a powerhouse of fertility. Hugelkultur mimics the forest floor, where fallen trees decay and nurture new life. The mound retains moisture, releases nutrients, and supports a thriving ecosystem. It's a method that works with nature, not against it. Garden waste becomes the foundation of abundance. Hugelkultur saves money, conserves water, and builds rich soil. It's a forgotten wisdom, more relevant now than ever. This is a path to self-sufficiency and earth-friendly gardening. Let's see how it works. Hugelkultur's principles are ancient, but Sepp Holzer, an Austrian farmer, brought them to modern attention. Farming high in the Alps, Holzer faced harsh climates and poor soil. Yet, he grew citrus, kiwis, and vegetables by building massive hugel mounds with whole tree trunks. These mounds created microclimates, protected plants, and extended the growing season. Holzer's methods defied conventional wisdom and faced criticism, but he persisted. His farm became a model of abundance, attracting visitors worldwide. Research now confirms Hugelkultur's benefits: water retention, rich soil, and resilient plants. Holzer's story is a rebellion against expensive, artificial inputs. It's proof that working with nature yields powerful results. Hugelkultur is about trusting natural processes over rigid rules. It's a return to Earth's wisdom, and it's inspiring gardeners everywhere. Let's explore the science behind the mound. The magic of Hugelkultur lies in the wood at its core. As wood decays, it becomes porous, a natural sponge. It absorbs rain, storing water deep inside the mound. During dry spells, plant roots tap into this hidden reservoir. The mound slowly releases moisture, reducing the need for watering. Decomposition also generates gentle warmth, extending the growing season. This warmth helps plants thrive, even in cooler climates. As fungi and bacteria break down the wood, they release nutrients. The mound becomes a living web of fertility, full of life and air. Over time, the soil grows richer and more productive. A hugel bed doesn't just hold soil, it creates it. Each year, it gets better as the wood continues to break down. That's the secret to its resilience. People worry that burying wood will rob plants of nitrogen. It's true. If you mix fresh sawdust into topsoil, plants can suffer. But hugelkultur is layered, logs at the bottom, nitrogen-rich greens and compost on top. The top layer feeds your plants while the wood decomposes below. By the time roots reach the wood, the nitrogen cycle has stabilized. Over years, the mound becomes a nitrogen bank, not a thief. To avoid issues, add plenty of grass clippings, manure, or kitchen scraps between wood and soil. This ensures enough nitrogen for both microbes and plants. The myth of nitrogen robbing is just that. A myth if you build the mound right. Building a hugelkultur bed is simple and often free. Choose a sunny spot and mark out your mound. About 4 feet wide and 3 feet high is ideal. Dig a shallow trench if you like, but it's optional. Start with large logs or branches at the bottom. Add smaller branches and twigs to fill gaps. Pile on nitrogen-rich materials, grass clippings, leaves, kitchen scraps, or manure. Water this layer well to kickstart decomposition. Top with a thick layer of compost and save topsoil. 4 to 6 inches is perfect. If needed, buy a small amount of compost, but you'll need far less than for a raised bed. Mulch with straw or wood chips to protect the soil. Plant directly into the mound. That's it. Your hugel bed is ready. Watch as it transforms waste into abundance. Compare the two systems. Raised beds require ongoing purchases. Frames, soil, fertilizer, water, and eventual replacements. The costs and effort never end. Hugelkultur, by contrast, uses free materials: branches, leaves, grass clippings. Waste becomes wealth. Once established, the mound creates its own nutrients and stores water. There's little to buy, little to maintain. You save time, money, and effort. The no-dig approach protects your back and the soil's health. Each year, the soil improves, not depletes. Hugelkultur is regenerative, good for you and the planet. It recycles waste, conserves water, and builds biodiversity. This is gardening that gives back. It's a small act of restoration with big rewards. A hugelkultur bed is a lesson in patience and partnership with nature. In the first year, it grows well, but its true magic unfolds over time. As the wood breaks down, the soil becomes richer and more alive. Unlike raised beds, which degrade, hugel beds improve with age. After years, you're left with deep, fertile soil, a legacy for your land. Start small. Build a mound with autumn leaves and prunings. Watch how it holds water and transforms waste into life. There's deep satisfaction in creating abundance from what others discard. Hugelkultur connects you to nature's cycles of renewal. You're not just growing food, you're restoring the earth. And that's the gardener's greatest reward.